Hello there. Today is January 30th, and we're reading My Utmost for His Highest. The Dilemma of Obedience. And Samuel feared to show Eli the vision. 1 Samuel 3:15. God never speaks to us in startling ways, but in ways that are easy to misunderstand. And we say, I wonder if that's God's voice. Isaiah said that the Lord spoke to him with a strong hand, that is, by the pressure of circumstances. Nothing touches our lives, but it is God Himself speaking. Do we discern His hand or only mere occurrence? Get into the habit of saying, "Speak, Lord," and life will become a romance. Every time circumstances press, say, "Lord, speak," and then make time to listen. Chastening is more than a means of discipline. It is meant to get me to the place of saying, "Speak, Lord." Recall the time when God did speak to you. Have you forgotten what He said? Was it Luke 11:13, or was it 1 Thessalonians 5:23? As we listen, our ears get acute, and like Jesus, we shall hear God all the time. I tell my Eli what God has shown to me. That is where the dilemma of obedience comes in. We disobey God by becoming amateur providences. I must shield Eli, the best people we know. God did not tell Samuel to tell Eli. He had to decide that for himself. God's call to you may hurt your Eli, but if you try to prevent the suffering in another life, it will prove an obstruction between your soul and God. It is at your own peril that you prevent the cutting off of the right hand or the plucking out of the eye. Never ask the advice of another about anything. God makes you decide before Him. If you ask advice, you will nearly always side with Satan. Immediately, I conferred not with flesh and blood. Whew. Like that one. This book is always deep. I'm just going to tell you that. So just the verbiage it uses is hard to articulate. So that's why it's troublesome to hear at times. But, we do have to realize in our lives that we have to go through the lessons we have to go through to learn to become who God's creating us to be. And if we spare our Eli's, as this book said, then we're preventing them from being able to go through what is necessary, as well as disobeying what God has put into our hearts. So it's kind of like a moth, how a caterpillar goes into the cocoon and they're struggling. They have to struggle to get out of that cocoon. And if you go over and you cut the little cocoon sac so that way it's easier for them to get out, well, they're not going to be strong enough to fly. It's just nature, because it's that struggling that creates the strength to help us to overcome this obstacle, which very well is preparing us for the next obstacle, as well as preparing us to be an example for others, to show them how to walk in faith and to go through a circumstance and come out on the other side. So keep that in mind when you're going through something. Always side with what the Lord has put in your heart and your spirit, and I promise that you will not be you will not be sad that you did that. So thank you guys so much for being here, listening to the devotional read aloud. If you or someone you love are in need of prayer, please put prayer in the comments section and I'll add you into my prayer journal. If you're not already following me, follow me, subscribe, like, comment, repost, share, do all the things that helps other people find Faith Aloud, as well as helps the algorithm to know it's content that you enjoy. Thank you so much. I hope everyone has a wonderful and blessed day. Remember, it's our planet, our responsibility. Bye now.